What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another special Halloween edition of the Wrestling Hour right here.
Halloween.
Oh my God. Okay, you did that.
Welcome.
That was on live television. It's for podcast Heat Wrestling.
Sorry, nobody's watching because we're apparently it's the Friday Night Wars, Friday noon wars.
Yeah, you saw that, right? There's somebody. What is that? I mean, maybe it's our fault because we're usually a 1 o'clock program.
No, that's Dom. That's Dom just trying to bury us.
Oh, damn, Dom. Come on, bro. You're
no,
brand
it is
new
because
to
we're
the
a one.
sports.
No, it's because we're a one o'clock program normally.
Listen,
but
we got kids. We got to do the parade thing today. It is Halloween, but it is another episode of the Wrestling Hour. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope everybody's indulging in their dad or mom tax. And when I say that, every single piece of candy that comes in, just know that you get the next one. That's how that works. I don't make the rules. So I see a lot of Reese's in my life. I'm a Reese's guy. What about you?
Love Reese's. Yeah,
it's almost should be illegal.
I'm when it comes to like save your like Laffy Taffies and stuff for somebody else. I don't need it. Don't need it in my life. But yeah, man, if you got chocolate, if you got any sort of nougat going on there, I'm all about it. Peanut butter and chocolate. That's you can't,
I think it should be its own.
Beat it,
It should be its own food group at this point. Peanut butter and chocolate should be somewhere on the pyramid.
I think it's on the pyramid. It's right. It's like type 2 diabetes.
I got diabetes. Hey, little Jimmy Sorensen checking in first. You're the
here.
Best. Happy Halloween. Appreciate you. Please tweet out the show or text out the show. Tell your friends that we're live right now on a Friday, on a Halloween Friday.
Follow in suit of James Sorensen last week, who was very kind to us.
Man,
coffee and everything. If you want us to talk all about what you have to say, and we want to hear what you have to say, because that's how we get a conversation going. All right, just hit us with the super chat. And we'd be more than happy to talk.
That is, and the bidding starts at $20. So,
opening bid, guys. We're live at 20. All right, so
great week of wrestling so far. We're headed towards Saturday Night Main Event. I know a lot of people are covering that. We could beat that with a dead horse. Beat that with a dead horse. Beat it like a dead horse. That's a hell of a
first we kill a horse, beating. Then we beat that dead horse. Then we pick that horse up and we beat this with a.
So. Yes, Saturday night's main event, there will be a new World Heavyweight Champion crowned. It's either going to be Jey Uso or CM Punk. Do you have a pick off the top of your head?
So here's what I'm going with Punk. And the reason being, I think when Seth Rollins comes back, now it's like the vision, because of what they did to Seth Rollins, now it's like that much worse. They also allowed CM Punk to become champion, although I think there's a possibility that CM Punk is going to win courtesy of the Vision.
What?
And that CM Punk is going to take over.
No.
That's just him.
You like that? I mean, that's a drop mic moment. I think that's very good. I've heard rumors about the Vision needing more of a leadership role, but if they really want to give Braun Breaker the rocket and get him going, I don't think that's the move. I think the Vision just becomes a tag team, which in turn really doesn't it's not really a stable anymore. I think in a stable you need 3 or more people, not including a manager. Obviously Heyman's over there, but that's just the way I feel about stables. Like I never even DX in their first days. I didn't see.
We know how you feel about dead horses. Tell us how you feel about stables.
Yeah, right. How about that? I just feel like you need 3 or more to be a stable, and I'm not including managers, like I said. So when DX first came around, to me, it was Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and they just called their tag team DX. But then you had China and Rick Rude, and
they had China and Rude. That was
that's what I'm saying.
To me, it was a stable
that made it 4, right? But originally, when it was just China, I still considered her just like a manager of a tag team. I don't know. That's just the way it felt. But anyway, that's coming up this weekend. Saturday night's main event. We're getting closer and closer to John Cena's final match. We'll get more into that as that gets closer. I do need to ask you one question because I'm curious to know your thoughts. And of course, if you've seen the thumbnail to today we're going to be covering another throwback Survivor Series, a very popular one according to one Steve Gipke, or otherwise known
very
as Dark
popular
SDG.
in the house of Gipke.
Of the house of Gipkes. Yeah, we talked about that. Damn, okay, here's some candy money coming from Lil Jimmy.
Oh, man, look at
throwing
you.
some $9.99. But you basically just paid for 1 month of the WWE network for us. Wow. Thank you so much.
Unbelievable.
R.I.P.
Unbelievable. What a better time. Yeah. Thank you so much, James, and a happy Halloween to you.
James. But
what were you going to ask me?
My question was, they were dropping all these vignettes over the last couple of weeks. It was, walking shoes, and just you saw hands. And so then all of a sudden, and we talked about this in the group chat that you're in with me, Payne, Tommy, and Tommy, 2-ton Tommies. Are you let down that all it was a promo, or do you think there's something more?
I don't know if I'm let down because I wasn't that emotionally invested in it.
Oh, you weren't curious at all as to what?
No, I was curious. I was curious for a split second. I thought Jericho, and here's why.
Same.
Because they had him walking, and they had him walking on a wood floor, and I guess that was Cody's shoes we were seeing at first.
Mm-hmm.
The wood floor, and on either side were carpets, and that is a very common setup on a stage for a live band.
And I thought the music they started playing at the end of it was
sounded like it could go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, ooh.
So that let me down. But the second I saw someone else's shoes the second time, I was like, nah, it's not Jericho. We've moved on to something else. I will say, dude, the moment they put that first thing out there and the internet went nuts, they should have just been like, oh, we need to pivot because this was a bad idea. Why would you build up a commercial? We're going to build up to a commercial announcing the event that we announced 6 months ago.
Now they want to refresh it in your minds. That's what they're doing.
Well, I get that, but just make it the commercial then. Because here's the thing, man. If it had just started with the shoes walking, you're like, ooh, what's this? And then it ends up being a commercial. You're like, oh, okay, it was a commercial. But you didn't have time to get invested in it and wonder what it could be.
Fair.
So, and look, at the same time, you could argue and be like, well, okay, they never said it was Jericho. They never said it was a big return or surprise. But they kind of,
when you see a vignette,
they wanted
like
you
that,
talking about it.
When you see a vignette like that, you all your flags and your radars and your antennas go up because you're like, ooh, they're bringing somebody in, or they're bringing somebody back, or whatever they go, or maybe repackaging something. But it turned out to be a commercial. Now, speaking of that said commercial, it's obviously a little round table of poker because they're going to Vegas, so that makes sense, right? It is Cody Rhodes, it is Roman Reigns, it is CM Punk, and it is Brock Lesnar with Triple H and Paul Heyman in the backdrop of this whole thing, which really leads me to my question: did Brock fly out for this? Because a lot of people are saying that's not even him. That's it's AI
CGI?
Brock. CGI. He didn't look like, he looked swollen in the face. He looked like something happened to Brock since we've last seen him against Cena. Or maybe put on some pounding.
Maybe it was first thing in the morning, Brock.
It seemed like, he just woke up. Like, it was all swollen and puffy, and I'm like, is that's not the Brock I love? Like, that, who the fuck is that guy? Sorry. Who's that guy?
Now we're off.
Sorry.
No, that was weird. But at the same time, look, the dude's older. He's
I know he's getting
under
older.
certain lighting. He's gonna look a certain way.
Just like us, just like us when we're in a certain lights and certain people are filming our things, or we're like, oh, that's not. Is that me? No.
That's why the older I get, the dimmer the lighting gets in here, and we create shadows and stuff like that to mask.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm going gray. All this crap with the now has turned me gray.
Well,
Tommy Dreamer and his.
Listen, friend to friend, colleague to colleague.
Yeah,
you might be barking up the wrong tree, dude. I'm just saying. I'm not sure if you want to go out there and pick a fight with a guy that used to literally beat people
Tommy
up.
Dreamer could be considered a giant bush.
Oh wow! All right, I just don't. I don't know. I just wouldn't do it.
No. Look, a guy who used to go out and do stuff. Yeah, now all he does is he waits until he has his master plan for the Now to become champions, and then jump in front of them and pose in front of them and talk about how he got pyro. I mean, could you have imagined when
you weren't wrong with that post, by the way. You're like, and you're like pointing like he, hi, you know.
Like, yeah, I've never had pyro. Guess
here.
what? You still have never had pyro, Tommy. You never will. And you know what else? The think about when Cody finished the story, right? WrestleMania 40, we were there.
Sure.
Could you have imagined if someone else's music hit and they came out there and then stood in front of him to celebrate and made it all about them? No, other people came down to celebrate when he called other people out, and they didn't even come out to their music. Like, I just look.
You have some valid points. I will not take that away from you. You've always liked
Tommy Dreamer. I'm not even like, I always liked him until I started like seeing this. And how about someone smartened me up that the House of Hardcore used to, their thing was like no politics or whatever was like their catchphrase, something like that.
I ring announced for Tommy Dreamer.
And I'm just like, are you kidding me? No politics. Tommy Dreamer is a long red tie away from being the most politically like, come on.
Well, listen, you can settle that however you decide to settle that. I know you're a smart guy. I know Moff and Donovan are very smart individuals. They've been seasoned in this business forever.
Yep.
So, you know, things will, I'm sure, work themselves out in some way, shape, or form. But you can also see the now. Speaking of them, they're challenging for our very first tag team championship. We're in a Four Corners tag team elimination match at No Thanksgiving. No Thanksgiving at the Starland Ballroom on November the 15th. So if you're in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, you're bored, you want to see a wrestling show, a great one at that, come on down to Starland.
Go. This show's going to be
it's going to be great.
For the now being involved, which I'm not going to say we have heat because listen, man, you're running a business, right? You got to do what you got to do. You booked them on the last show. I think they like showed up and then made a match somehow. Like they interrupted a match. That was fun.
So originally we had something going for them. Then it kind of got flustered, kind of lost in the shuffle. And then they were like, hey, we're showing up anyway. And I said, yeah, of course. I did not expect them to interrupt the Gangrel Crowbar match, but I digress. I mean, I can't, there's only so many things I can control. And when two guys are staring at you in the face saying, play my music. And I'm like, oh, okay.
There's a misconception with the now. There's a misconception that these are a bunch of fan favorite baby faces. Just because they grew up in Poughkeepsie and they do their shows for ACW in Poughkeepsie. So all of Poughkeepsie's 95% inbred anyway. So it's probably just all family, right? So the fact that they all cheer the now makes everybody go, oh, I guess they're the good guys.
They're
not the good guys.
Is that very Bret Hart Canada USA-esque?
Listen.
Whenever Bret Hart was in Canada, he was a god. But then when he came to the United States and started bitching and moaning about everything,
the United States is a bunch of morons. Look, I was the only one. I'm sitting there going like, man, how can I wish there was Twitter back in the day so I could have tweeted at him and been like, I still got you. But look, look, the now, I'm sure Tommy Dreamer will be hitting you up shortly. Hey, brother, I'd like to, can you comp me some tickets to the show? Or, hey, I'd like to work somebody, but by work, I mean, like I'll just like maybe throw a punch or, limp around, but whatever it is. But the now they're not good guys and we're not villains. And there's a new t-shirt available at prowrestlingtees.com/sent to slaughter that clearly states we are not that it says we are the villains, but villains are crossed out. It says victims. Because that's what we are, victims of a conspiracy theory.
Little Jimmy's coming in saying Dan's Moff's on the card, so just be happy with that, man. Like, we're good. Like, Moff will be in the house. He's got a championship match against Joey Janela.
Oh, don't even get me started on, Moff's on the card. Moff's the champion.
Moff's the champ,
of course. Premier champion for Fight Factory Wrestling. And what happens to him? Joey Janela calls him, I like gold. I want gold. Danny Moff, I'm a big. Then Danny Moff dropped him on his head. Joey Janela was unconscious. His final tooth fell out. And then what happened? Fight Factory, the geniuses at Fight Factory go, oh, it'd be a great match.
Tread lightly.
This guy, who's more deserving than the idiot who called out Danny Moff and instantly got dropped on his head?
You want to play this like AEW?
Joey Janela.
He's 2-0. And the likes of his victories are over one Mike Santana and now Marcus Mathers. So, yeah, he deserves a shot.
I'm going to give you that. All I'm going to say is, did anybody check out Joey Janela's promo hyping this match?
Not yet.
No. Anybody hear from Joey Janela? Maybe like that tweet where he mentioned how he's like really looking forward to it? No, because he's scared. Because Joey Janela is scared. Because Danny Moff,
you talk about a guy
Danny Moff might be a legend, but
Joey
Janela, the only thing he likes to do is wrestle people that are knocking on death's door. That's it. He doesn't want a real legend. He doesn't want a legend in his prime like Danny Moff. He doesn't.
Right.
So
well,
that's all I'm saying.
We'll get there when we get there. And it's no Thanksgiving over at the Starland Ballroom. Tickets on sale, starlandballroom.com, and come support independent wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling going on.
You got me hot here. I'm trying to talk about Survivor Series. You got me hot.
Well, now, listen, I was warming you up because now we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. Last week, we talked about Survivor Series 1993 and one of the an abomination that was, to certain fans. Like for us, I was pumped to see or relive some of those moments.
Yeah.
But to some, Survivor Series has always been one of those marquee. It's one of the big 4 pay-per-views every year. A couple of years ago, one of the most memorable returns of all time. You had CM Punk come back at the end of Survivor Series War Games. Survivor Series has taken a turn where it's the War Games theme, which is cool, like I said. But yeah. I do miss the heyday of the Survivor Series elimination matches. And we're talking about Survivor Series 2002, which, Josh, if I'm not mistaken, you have all the stuff up. But if I'm not mistaken, there was not one Survivor Series elimination match on this one.
So the way it worked, there were elimination was like a theme without it being. So you had obviously the main event, the Elimination Chamber, the first ever Chamber,
right? Yeah.
Which, by the way, was kind of cool, knowing what we know now about Survivor Series and War Games, that they kept referring to it as a reinvention of War Games. That they mentioned War Games multiple times, right? And they had this as it was Eric Bischoff's idea, and he was creating all this stuff. So that was kind of neat.
Do you remember the vignettes, the construction of this thing?
Yeah,
like
elimination
chamber. You know what? Actually, this has a thing on it. Hold on. Do this. Hold on. Nope. So just keep talking. Hold on. I got. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
The Elimination Chamber.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Anyway, so
wow.
Yeah, you like that? the technology nowadays is ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Hello, Sydney. Almost.
Oh man.
But
Dude,
anyway.
Did you see the preview for that?
Oh, fire.
Oh man.
You know what? I just met somebody not too long ago. She rents from my studio now. She's a big Halloween fan. And she's huge.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy, buddy. Whatchamacallit? She's a big Halloween fan, and she's like the Scream movies franchise is her favorite. And I think I stopped at 4, and I'm like, wait, 7's coming up? Like, what the hell? What have I missed?
Yeah, so they rebooted. Well, they didn't like reboot it. They because I guess a reboot is
a whole new one,
not canon to the original story.
No,
right. So they did a couple, and I didn't see them in theaters, but I ended up watching them one time when I think I was like traveling for an AEW thing or something. I was watching them on the plane and in the hotel.
Any good? Like as they got older? Like,
yeah, you know what? They were good. The most recent one was they didn't have any of the previous cast in the most recent.
Okay, well, in this one, apparently, you got Sydney back, you got Courtney Cox back. You have cameos from a dead Matthew Lillard. I don't know how they're going to work that in, but
so if you watched any of the other ones, Billy, Skeet Ulrich, he was in when they loaded it, we'll say whatever, and they came back with, I want to say maybe it was 5, right? Scream 5.
Sure. He was in that.
He was in
it. He died.
Well, that's the thing. He ended up being, and I won't give too much away, but he ended up being like a hallucination. So,
okay.
But it was
as
cool.
His current self?
No, as him back in the day, like as dead him. So wearing with all the blood, wearing what he was wearing when he got killed. So that's where I'm like, or is that how Stu's gonna be?
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think so. I think he's alive. I think he's going to be
Jimmy with the phone, dick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
good.
Such a great ending to a movie. By the way, this is a wrestling podcast, I swear. But yeah, we'll get to Survivor Series. It's Halloween after all. We're all
it's Halloween. We're talking about Scream.
Yeah, man. So
I love Scream 2. One of my
Same.
favorite killings. One of my favorite killings in the entire franchise was Jamie Kennedy's character when he was
killed in a van,
in the news van.
Yeah,
he got pulled into the news van. Something about that was so like, because he was a character that just felt so untouchable, right?
Right.
He was the one like, dude, obviously he's going to be there. Man, that I think that Scream is my favorite franchise as well, as far as horror movies go.
Interesting.
And second would be Nightmare on Elm Street, which
was never
Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is also probably my least favorite horror movie in the history of horror movies. So it's kind of
they all can't be winners.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just awful. But what is this? And proves why Shawn Michaels is better than Bret Hart. What?
I think we're talking about the Elimination Chamber that he was in it. Okay. So Bret Hart just
James,
because he's still suffering from PTSD from a Goldberg kick. But anyway,
no, I believe he was suffering from severe career-ending concussions. But regardless, let's hop into this.
Let's do it. Let's do Survivor Series.
What a perfect way to talk about the Un-Americans. That's right. It technically took place Madison Square Garden, right? That's Mecca. Where this was, which I believe Madison Square Garden was host to the 96 Survivor Series as well, which was Shawn Michaels versus Sid, The Rock's debut.
Yep.
Also, fun fact, couple other debuts. Flash Funk, I believe, debuted on that show.
Flash, you are so...
Yes, which, by the way, I do want to say, I want to apologize on behalf of my fandom collectibles to everybody that we did not sign Too Cold Scorpio before the other place did, because they put out their figure and it hurts me.
Who's the other place?
Oh my God. I don't even remember
Major?
which one. No, not Major, but it's one, they're just, I don't want to bury them. It's just they've done some good figures, but this is just horrific. Anyway.
Anywho. So
and Farouk. It was the debut of the nation attire Farouk. It was the first one where
because before that, I don't know what the hell they were trying to do.
Not with the blue helmet and all that. That was his first.
With Sonny as his manager for a minute, wasn't it? Like,
yeah,
they didn't know what the hell was going on back then.
But anyway, so
Sonny was a respectable human being, by the way. And then it just went all day. I said that's before Sonny was an actual respectable human being back then.
I don't think she was a respectable human being back then.
Well, Bret Hart liked her.
Okay, well, Shawn Michaels, Shawn was the one having sunny days.
Yeah.
November 17th, 2002. So we are coming off of an interesting time in wrestling at this point, right? Because we are a year plus out from WCW no longer being a thing. The previous Survivor Series was the official end of the invasion angle, if you remember.
It's one of my favorite scenes of all time. It's when I believe Vince McMahon comes out at the very end, throws his jacket down and raises his arms in victory, knowing that WWE has conquered the invasion and the alliance. So yes.
So now we're a year after that, but this is also the first pay-per-view coming off of the first ever brand split. So this was a big, or at least one of the first major pay-per-views.
But the big major pay-per-views were also combined, right? They weren't.
So it was the first combined one to have. This is when they had the different they had the different announcers for different matches and the titles. This was, the titles were new for something like the tag titles and stuff, but so new that Chris Jericho,
the worst championship ever created was the WWE undisputed championship. Do you remember that thing?
The gold one, the one that like Lesnar held, and
it didn't resemble anything.
I think the spinner definitely was worse.
Yeah, I guess, but just by default, the spinner is the worst. But I don't know. I just think that Lesnar had it. It was like a weird. I don't know. It just didn't pay any homage to anything. It was just like brand new.
It kind of did. I mean, it had the eagle on it from the winged eagle.
Yeah, I know,
and then
but
it
it
was
just
supposed to be all gold. It didn't have any color because it was like the big.
Right.
It didn't work.
It
It
didn't
was a
work.
bad time. 2002 kicked off kind of a weird 20-year run of wrestling not being great.
What's funny is I recently just had this conversation with Steve Gipke, who claims that Survivor Series 2002, he thinks it's not just the greatest Survivor Series of all time. He thinks it's the greatest pay-per-view that they've ever put on based off the lineup. And I was like, well,
can I holes in that?
I was like, can I raise you SummerSlam 02? Because before that, you had Michaels' return. You had Benoit and somebody for the Intercontinental title. You had just a lot of really good. I mean, The Rock and Brock, like it doesn't get me. And he debunked a lot of it to me. I don't have the quotes in front of me, but he said like there was no women's match in SummerSlam 02. There was certain things missing from SummerSlam 02 that Survivor Series 02 picked up on, and now we're gonna go match by match. So
here we go. So we kick things off on Sunday Night Heat, but live in the arena. The Un-Americans, it's Lance Storm and William Regal defeating Goldust and the Hurricane via pinfall. There was a tag team match, 3 minutes and 1 second. So man, did they give him some time to tell the story. But then we kick things off with the pay-per-view itself with so we go over to WWE New York. And we've got, which, by the way, I believe this was the first WWE Survivor Series as well.
Oh, because get the F out.
Yep.
So, have you ever ventured? I would assume you have. You've been to WWE New York, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay, just making sure because I was a frequent goer.
Yeah. So this was
Bring it back.
Saliva. They had Saliva there.
Saliva
playing live.
Their soundtrack is my 2000s and 2002s.
Absolutely.
And
I used their song Superstar as my theme music in 2002 and 2003.
Did you?
Yeah.
There you go.
I will say one thing I thought was super cool. They kick things off with them doing a live performance. And in the middle of the performance, they kick into the video package, but with the live performance music going.
Pretty dope.
And I thought that was so cool. I don't know that I'd ever seen it before, and I don't know that it's ever been done since, but I thought that was so cool.
That is like very good. Like they knew exactly when to hit play at a certain time when they're
and it was perfect because the beat, it was really cool.
And you see Booker T's
exactly
hands going up, and oh my god, I got the goose.
So here's the other thing. I watched this week because I prepare. Professional.
I might watch it like tomorrow.
Dave's gonna watch it afterwards, but he remembered Booker T's spot in the
because I just watched the promo because Steve sent it to me. Like I just watched the 3-minute promo that he sent. I was like, oh.
So we kick things off. It is an elimination tables match. So that's where I say there was an elimination theme throughout this without a traditional Survivor Series match. You had Jeff Hardy and the Dudley Boys. That's Bubba Ray and Spike Dudley. Remember, brand split. Devon had been off, I believe, reverending.
Yeah, reverending as the animal made his appearance as well.
So Devon was on SmackDown. So this was a Raw match. And they would go on to defeat 3-minute Warning, that's Rosie and Jamal, and Rico. Now, an interesting thing that I want to talk about with this match was edited out that I remembered, but they edited this out on the Peacock. There is a part where Rico gets up on the ropes and Jeff Hardy was supposed to be there to shake the ropes to knock him off, right? Jeff is not there. In fairness to Jeff, he's coming back from over by the vomitorium, if you will, where he had just jumped off the top through.
It's called a vomitorium?
Vomitorium, yeah.
New
That's
word
what those
for
are
me.
called.
Okay.
So people will have you believe that it's because people used to vomit over them. That is not the case.
I was like,
because
that's a weird word.
In whatever language that word is derived from. Vomiting, it is to expel through. It's where the people would exit and enter. It's where they would go through. So
I'm going to use that today some other way, and then people are like, "What'd you say?"
Yep.
I'm like, "Oh,
so
you don't know that. You don't know that word."
The more you know. So anyway, so he had just done the little swanton. But Rico, I remembered it, and I even looked it up and was able to find it elsewhere, where he's standing on the top rope and yells, "Come on, Jeff, goddamn." Or goddamn it, or whatever, right? "Come on, Jeff, goddamn it." And then Jeff goes, you see him losing his balance, like trying to, and then Jeff gets to start shaking the ropes and he falls down. That's
so they edited that out
of the Peacock version.
So how do they spin it? Like they just have him fall?
They just kind of cut that. So he's up there and then it cuts to him wobbling while Jeff is shaking the ropes. I mean, it's a good cut. If you'd never seen it before, you wouldn't know.
Okay.
But yeah, so
that's great.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it was
elimination tables, meaning each person has to go through a table.
Has to go through a table.
Got it. Okay.
And in the end, what happened was Rico is it's down to Jamal and Rico against Bubba Ray. And he eliminated Jamal after performing a top rope power bomb. And then Jamal and Rosie come back in, and now it's a triple team on Bubba. Devon comes out back in his Dudley Boys.
Madison Square Garden, baby.
Madison Square Garden. The first sign that the brand split was not going to work.
Was a fail.
And he comes out there, and because remember, Devon was completely like repackaged, but Bubba, they just started calling him Bubba Tough. They were like, "Oh, he's Bubba Tough."
I don't remember that at all.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh, he's Bubba Tough. He's Bubba Tough. It was a rough, man. That was a rough time. It was like, I remember that stuff was like every Raw, the main event was somehow like the NWO against Bradshaw and like Austin. I don't even know if that ever even happened, but that's like what it felt like. Okay. So, anyway.
All right, match one. We're starting off hot. The return of Devon. Great.
Yeah, it was great. Everybody celebrates. It was a really, really good time. We then move on to a WWE Cruiserweight Championship match, which again, showing you how new some of these things are. The graphic was the WCW Cruiserweight title belt. And then, but Jamie Noble came out as champion against Billy Kidman. Jamie Noble with Nadia. And
I have to say, one of the most underrated theme songs of all time was Billy Kidman. Was Billy Kidman back then when he was doing his Cruiserweight singles run. Yep. Don't know who performed it. Couldn't tell you. Just know it was a goddamn banger. And I had it on one of my custom CDs in my car.
Nice.
So
nice. Makes me want to Billy Kidman right now. But Billy Kidman became Cruiserweight champion.
Different belt, you said?
Match. It was the WWE Cruiserweight title.
So they couldn't even swap out a graphic. Jesus Christ. Get with it, boys.
I think it was that new. They didn't.
Maybe
it was different back then. Times are different. So solid match, 7 minutes 28 seconds. I should say that the elimination tables match was 13 minutes and 55 seconds. So far, the longest match of the night. And then we move on to a match that I actually thought was really good. And it's a hardcore match for the WWE Women's Championship, where Victoria defeats Trish Stratus to become the women's champion. However, or as the Fink would say, I'm not entirely sure if it was supposed to end when it ended. It felt really weird. Like it felt like she beat her with a suplex. So
like
Victoria,
what, was supposed to be a brain buster or something? Couldn't hold it.
I don't know what it was supposed to be, but Victoria turns the the fire extinguisher on Trish, goes back in, grabs her, suplexes her 1, 2, and then it seemed like Trish kicked out, but it was 3, and it just seemed like something was a little off. But either way,
I don't think I know champion. Trish Stratus is now a dear good friend of yours now because of the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame. Yeah,
love her.
That too. Great. But I will say,
got my back against
Victoria.
the now. She told me
Victoria.
She yelled it out in front of everybody.
I know. You said it 3 times already. Victoria doesn't get enough recognition. She really, really could go. Like she was very, very good in the ring. Her and another theme song
as well.
Another theme song that you just
Tattoo.
Oh my god! Like oh my god! It's so good.
All the things she said, all the things.
And you're just like, oh yes.
You know about them? Do you know that their whole thing was a work? Like that their producer apparently made like neither of them were lesbians and they were not in a relationship.
I did hear that,
but the producer made that was their gimmick.
He just figured, you know what, little extra buzz, not going to hurt anybody.
And guess what? It worked. But
dude, I don't know why I'm going to sidetrack this for 1 second because you just did a Howard Finkel impersonation. I'm thinking back, and I don't know what match it was, but I want to say it was like that war match, that Desert Storm match between Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter. And he tries to say "ladies and gentlemen," but there's like another fireball that goes off in the middle of his. He's like, and I forever like these are the stupid things that like stick in my head forever. But the stupid thing, he couldn't get through it. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen," there's a fireball that goes off and. He couldn't even do it. It was I don't know why. That's forever burned in my head.
I'm going to tell you.
Yet I can't tell you what I had for lunch yesterday. But whatever.
I'll sidetrack on your sidetrack, and then hopefully
a lot of sidetracking
brings us right back to the road. But myfandomapp.com. We don't talk about that too much right now because, full disclosure, it's kind of in the midst of being reworked a little bit with some cool
I keep getting the updates about the submissions.
you can a lot of testing, a lot of beta testing going on. But one thing that we have been adding is we've been adding old fan photographs to some old WWF events in particular, which has been really cool. House shows that people contribute that they've been just putting out there, and then My Fandom will kind of collect them all and put them to the proper event. You can actually go do that with your own pictures as well on the My Fandom app.
It's a great app. Not enough people are on it, so that's what we need.
And you can watch events streaming on it.
Sure.
There's stuff.
Where
there's
you can
Wrestle
see
Pro.
all my Fight Factory Wrestling.
I was going to say, there's Wrestle Pro library. There's CZW library. Not the entire thing up there yet.
If you care to watch
and then there's also... And then if that's what you're into. And then if you like good wrestling, there's Fight Factory. So Fight Factory's on there. Both showcase events are on there. There's a lot of really cool stuff. The Fight Factory, all Fight Factory wrestling events can be watched.
So you sidetracked off to tell us what?
Oh, that there's pictures of Hogan and Slaughter from that time period.
All right, cool.
Anyway.
All right, back to the road.
So here we are. Continuing on here. So that match I thought was really good. Victoria got her nose busted. It was a great match, and I felt like it was a real opportunity for people to see what Trish and Victoria could do.
Curious to know how long was it?
It was 7 minutes exactly.
I literally was gonna say, was it 7 minutes on the button? I swear to God, I did not look
7 minutes
at Wikipedia. But that's awesome.
So,
and that's like triple what the women were getting back then. So it's like, very good.
The shortest match of the entire pay-per-view, if we're not counting the 3 minute and 1 second match, was up next, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And that match was Brock Lesnar defending his championship, his WWE title, against the Big Show. Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman.
Oh, is this where he turns on him?
This is where Paul Heyman turns on Brock Lesnar and joins up with the Big Show, and because Brock had been getting a little too big for his britches, wasn't listening to Paul, and so he took the Big Show under his wing, and Big Show defeated Brock Lesnar in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Yep, and
that's quick.
It was really quick. Surprised.
That is surprising.
So next up, I don't know if this happened after this match or before, but we're just gonna point out there. They go backstage interviewer is running up to catch up with Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn Michaels is fools us all as he's wearing his chaps, and you see these got tights underneath, and you're like, oh man, he's back to tights, because remember his return had been in jeans. So we're like, oh man, he's back. We got old school HBK. More on that in a minute. But that is interrupted by Randy Nightly News, if you remember that.
Yes.
Where Randy Orton took the time to thank everyone for their continued prayers about his shoulder and to update them on the exact percentage in which his shoulder was healed.
Do you remember how freaking skinny he got?
Yeah.
Like badly, like looked like he was sick skinny. Like that was crazy. He lost every ounce of muscle. That was insane.
Yeah. Well, he's put it back on since.
Yeah, I think so.
And then some.
And then had some of those trenbolone sandwiches, but that's just me. I digress.
Oh, I don't know about that. Man went through a Nutella phase, though. You know that. He was just eating Nutella all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's a secret? Because if that's the case, I'm going to be jacked in 3 days.
Yeah. Traps by Nutella. But okay, so then we get into the second to longest match of the night, 19 minutes, 23 seconds. This match was, and I know this is tough for people sometimes to watch, and it's tough for me sometimes to watch too, any Chris Benoit stuff.
It's fine.
But just appreciating it for the match that it was, and I put my focus on the people he's wrestling against. It makes it a little easier to watch. This is a triple threat elimination match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. That's the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That's one other thing that I will say for the rest of my life I hate. And so does WWE because they've abandoned it multiple times.
Chris Benoit?
The lineage. No, I'm saying the lineage. This was a brand new championship, the WWE Tag Team Championships. The World Heavyweight Champion, the World Tag Team Champions, that championship on Raw was the one that continued the WWF/WWE tag titles lineage.
So this one gets introduced and then basically puff into the ether and nobody ever hears from it again.
No, because they got merged, if you remember, and became
yes.
the Giant Pennies. And then those Giant Pennies,
the Usos made them popular.
Split again to become
blue and red.
Blue and red.
Oh my God.
Creating their own, where one of them now continued the lineage, but when they then would show the Raw tag titles or the whatever, no matter what it was, they always were just like the titles held by Demolition and the Wild Samoans. And you're like, you can't. So anyway,
were everybody on drugs back then? Like nothing makes sense at all.
None of it makes sense. This was such a weird time where they just didn't know what to do. And it was like, and honestly, I know it's easy to sit back now and go, oh, well, I would have done this, right? And Monday morning quarterback 20 something years later, it's easy to do that. But at the same time, I feel like during that time I was going, this is stupid. Why don't they just do this? And I think we all were doing that, but they were all serving at the pleasure of Vince McMahon. So,
it's good shit.
Yep. So, Vince was very big, I believe, while Triple H, I know, is very big on history and, this historical nature of these things, and the lineage. Vince was very big on no one knows, no one remembers, and which is not true. But,
specifically the hardcore marks that just remember everything, and they'll call you out faster than anybody else.
Yep. And I think, and some people go, well, but it's wrestling. It's not. And I go like, yeah, but you can't have the same argument that you use to say they should get away with things, which is like, well, it's like a TV show. But dude, if you're watching like your favorite TV show and their continuity is just awful, you're just like imagine like I loved like Breaking Bad, incredible show,
huge
right?
fan. Mm-hmm.
And imagine like partially through there, we're just gonna act like like Jesse Pinkman had he never actually went to the same school where Walter White taught. Like you just be like, well, no, wait a minute, that's like the whole how this whole like but we're just gonna pretend that he just moved in.
I'll raise you one when the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air changed moms.
Right.
It's like who's that? Like no, she's been there the whole time. Like nah, that's not her.
So anyway,
so who's in this tag team match?
I will say that the one that bothered me more than Aunt Viv, the one that bothered me more than that was Harriet Winslow. I didn't even watch the final season.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. It was a completely different person.
The final season. And I will ask you to see where
ABC, you couldn't come to terms with Miss Winslow for the last thing. For Christ's sakes, Estelle was still there.
I know.
God, Mama, grandma.
Soul. But listen.
She's dead? She had to be dead.
Dude, she'd be like 140 now. Like, yeah, she's dead. You know who also is dead from that show, which is really unfortunate. Do you remember Steve Urkel's girlfriend in there?
The crazy one?
Yeah.
She died?
Oh, years ago, like 20-something years ago. She got sick.
What the hell was her name? Violet? No.
No.
That was Saved by the Bell. Yeah, no, that one's gonna pass me by. But Violet was Tori Spelling and Saved by the Bell.
Tori Spelling, yeah. Screeches. Okay. Come on,
this
chat.
All over the place.
Hit us up, chat. Somebody's gonna know what it is.
Somebody's got to know who played. What was her name?
But
anyway, yeah. So who's in the tag team match?
Oh no, but I was gonna ask you this more importantly than the tag match. Do you know what show Family Matters was a spin-off of? And do you know what character?
If I want to say the character, it's probably Carl. A spinoff off of Carl?
No, sir.
It couldn't be a spinoff off of Urkel.
No, sir.
And who the hell else is there?
Harriet Winslow. Harriet Winslow.
What?
Was the elevator operator at the paper where Larry Appleton worked.
Oh my God. Perfect Strangers?
In Perfect Strangers as Harriet Winslow.
That was her name in the show?
Yep. And this was an actual spinoff of Harriet Winslow of the character from Perfect Strangers.
I mean, you learn something new every day. I learned about vomiting before, or whatever.
Vomitoriums and Harriet Winslow.
Now I'm hearing about this. That's insane.
That is
By the way, I will say,
it pissed me off even more that they changed the character. Because no matter how big Urkel got, this was her show.
That's insane. That's insane. And by the way, greatest show intro ever was Perfect Strangers. just him looking at the Statue of Liberty like, I'm American.
And then him just going through the revolving door.
I think about that every revolving door I've ever been through in my life. I think of that show.
When God, we're Chicago, so good at this. I went to Chicago. I couldn't find a revolving door. And it was
not one, huh?
No, I mean, I didn't look that hard.
We already talked about Sonny earlier in the show.
You're thinking of a train. You're thinking of a train.
Or a revolving. Anyway, let's get back to the tag team. How we got about 14 minutes left.
I guess the train was what ran on her. Anyway, okay, so I digress. Los Guerreros.
Anyway,
Eddie and Chavo still coming out to Latino Heat. This is so this is really like the start of something here. But you have Eddie and Chavo against the champions, Edge and Rey Mysterio, against former champions, Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
What a tag team, by the way.
This match was eventually won by Eddie and Chavo. But, dude, if you want to see, like I said, if you can just ignore Chris Benoit, no matter how you feel about certain things, if sometimes you can separate it and go, well, this isn't the Chris Benoit whose brain was scrambled. This is a different person. Whatever helps you through it. These are some of the best wrestlers ever.
Bro, I mean, Benoit and Angle on a team is nuts to me. Like, that's a formidable tag team.
Yeah.
But all right, so the Guerreros get the win.
Of a match. Guerreros get the win. And then then we're off to the main event.
No.
Oh wait. First, we have my good friend. A good friend of mine, actually, Mr. Christopher Nowinski. And I use the term good friend loosely, although we did actually our kids played together at a park once, so that was fun.
So that classifies as you guys being good friends. Okay.
But no, he's actually we do have a lot of mutual friends, but Chris Nowinski, I actually think is an amazing guy. What he has done for
100%.
athletes.
He's literally saved lives. Like,
yeah,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so it's incredible looking at him here and knowing what he was destined to do, the impact that he was going to have on the industry, on the NFL, on all sports in general, even in kids sports and stuff, right? Like, I mean, just understanding the severity of these things, the head injuries and all. But Christopher Nowinski came out to insult the New York crowd.
Big mistake.
So, and then Matt Hardy version 1 came out there. Loved his intro.
Oh, with the facts and stuff and all
facts
like
and things.
Math,
yes.
Yeah. Was he with Shannon Moore already?
Not at this point, I don't believe.
Okay.
And if he was,
that's version 2.
Wasn't there. But well, no, that was when he had Mattitude, but then he had he was a Mattitude follower, right? He was an MFer.
Something.
Yeah, he was an MFer.
That's amazing.
But
oh, man.
So they came out there, and then the two of them argued over if New York was stupid or ugly. I want to say, I think were the two things, and they agreed that they were both. And Matt Hardy goes, who says Raw and SmackDown can't get along? And they're holding hands. And then I don't know what the hell that was, but the sirens hit.
I don't have a siren button on here, but I definitely should get
holler one. If you hear me.
Yeah.
I always loved how he would yell it like, holler, if you hear me, right?
Yeah.
And then, but his entrance music was like, clearly they were like, we need you to record it. And he's like, holler if you hear me. Like, it was so.
And truth be told, I still to this day, maybe not so much last week because of my thrown out back, but to this day, I still do arms to Big Papa Pump's theme music. And I tell you right now, when I'm in that mirror at the gym, people are like, he's got to be listening to Scott Steiner the way he keeps flexing. Like, there's no other theme song he's listening to in the gym.
Oh, wow.
On repeat, nonetheless.
Tremendous. But yeah, no, I mean,
you could scare somebody, by the way. If you put that music on really loud at like a stoplight, people are like, cop, what? Oh my God. I think it's the cops. Anyway.
So Scott Steiner makes his return to the WWE as Big Papa Pump. We would find out years later that Scott was just in horrible physical condition. While he looked like $1 million, he still couldn't move his foot. He was still like all kinds of issues that he had towards the end of WCW. And just, it explains a lot. And it's a shame because, my God, if you could imagine 2000s Big Papa Pump, like that dude, the one walking the tiger to the ring, that guy was on another level. But still, he came out there and he just cleaned house. And it's really a shame because Scott Steiner should have gone on to be a massive star there because he had.
I mean, they even gave him a program with Triple H. Remember the bench press competitions and shit?
And a lot of that, it was just a great opportunity to bury Scott Steiner. I know Bruce Pritchard will tell you, like, what a ridiculous thought. The fact that we would spend all this money just to bury somebody. It's like, yeah, it is ridiculous.
It is. And you would.
Yeah.
Don't you dare lie.
But anyway, so that was cool.
Steiner takes out Nowitzki and Matt Hardy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So here we are.
And then
the main event.
As they lower the freaking massive.
I encourage you to listen to the sound that they played when it was like hopping back and forth of which one was going to be open.
Okay.
It's just really weird. So go watch.
I will. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Sound. Okay.
So this is the Elimination Chamber, the first ever Elimination Chamber. And we're going to, I'll give you a quick rundown here, courtesy of Wikipedia. The main event was the first ever Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship between Triple H, who was the champion at the time, Rob Van Dam, Kane, Chris Jericho, Booker T, and Shawn Michaels. I'm going to pause them for a second there, and I want to just talk about a couple of different things because, again, weird transition period, weird time. Van Dam was still like he was coming into his own here as a WWE guy, but he was rocking and rolling. Kane was in his weird half mask kind of time.
He didn't unmask yet?
Not yet.
Because it was a program with RVD.
Yeah, that would come, I believe, that summer.
Okay.
Or, somewhere about that time. But Chris Jericho, who was a tag team champion at the time, came to the ring to his King of My World Saliva song, which Saliva played live. Did not hit quite as well as the opener, but it was interesting. Booker T came out. Just that man was, 5-time WCW champion. And we just got to talk about Shawn Michaels. And I know everyone's sitting there going, are they going to talk about this?
My hero, the GOAT in my mind, the greatest in-ring performer to ever exist in professional wrestling history, decided on that day to, I don't know, not check his bags or leave. I don't know.
As the story goes.
Yeah, please. I refresh it. And Jimmy, I love you, buddy. You're old because you threw out your bag. Okay. Well, listen, buddy. Okay.
Right, that's the type of thing. You need to throw some money on a comment like that, James.
It just triggered me a little bit. So I was just like, all right, Jimmy, relax.
Here's
as I squirm in my chair.
I just leaned back and cracked my back too.
Yeah, I think I might have to do that.
All right. So
I'm back.
Shawn Michaels, obviously the people who did his gear, I believe her name's Julie, and she worked for WWE.
She was fired after this.
Obviously Shawn Michaels at this point in time wanted a different look. He did not want to come back as the Heartbreak Kid. So he was trying to be this new version of himself. And so he was going for a lot of he wore cowboy boots and he wanted to go with earth tones. I heard him talk about. So that's why they're brown. Okay. Like
so
dirt.
He wanted, what color do you want? Dirt.
I want to look like dirt. Well, mission accomplished. So I can only surmise what the gear was supposed to look like. Okay. Like, all said and done. And I say I can only surmise because we only got to see the trunks that went on top of the tights, which Michaels always wore that. He always wore the trunks and the tights under them. So, okay. The front and back were the same. They didn't have a different, there was a broken heart still, but it was gigantic and had...
Is it black and blue and silver?
Yeah, on brown.
On brown. So that's why already it's not going together at all.
And it had an S with what kind of looked like a sword, but also an M going down into it. And I'm like, is this supposed to be like the sword, like his tattoo, which is a sword going down in a snake that's an S? Like, is that what we're going for? But it looked like an S&M, not S&M. That's but it looked like
that was 95 Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that was 95 Shawn Michaels. But it was objectively not good. No matter what color you would have made it, like it just was a weird shape. It was like the heart was like stretched out this way. It was very weird.
Yeah,
very
weird.
It
looked like something was done. Shawn said no. Do it again, and they're like, we have 4 minutes, Shawn. And they're whatever, fine.
I don't know what the hell happened. And then on either side were H's in some weird font. It almost looked like someone else made this gear too. Like, like how High Spot's gear is crap, compared to I remember my first tights that I got from High Spots. And I was like, yeah, man, I'd love some lightning down the side. And if you can do the skull, and I sent them a picture of the skull that I had airbrushed on my gear in the past, but I'm like, I'm going to get real gear. And they sent back, it looked like if the Punisher had a child with its sister. That's what this skull looked like. It was weird. And the lightning was definitely not lightning. It looked more like cracks and it was awful. Anyway, it looked like somebody who was on that level made this. And that was unfortunate. But the H's on the side have got to lead you to believe that the intent was the sides to come down with a B and a K down the legs. Which makes me go, there wouldn't have been other hearts all around it. Maybe they would have been on the knee pads because all he had to match his brown tights were black trace knee pads.
Yep.
No covers, no anything, just black knee pads. And they brown, which makes me feel like the knee pads were supposed to have maybe
covers on them or something.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's as though they planned the worst tights of his entire career. And then somehow we're like, there's only one way to make them worse. Just don't finish them. And that's what they did.
And you know what makes this whole, what makes this whole thing more polarizing? He won the match. He won the match. His first ever world heavyweight champ, big gold. He won it first at the Garden in the main event at Survivor Series 2002 in the worst gear imaginable.
Now, also, I know he was incredibly, at this time, he was a born-again Christian, incredibly charitable, one would imagine, which is why he actually let a blind person cut his hair. And that was an unfortunate decision for him. Dave, when you recover, can you tell us a little bit about?
That was maybe your funniest line you've ever said.
Thank you.
Holy shit! I'm sorry.
I'm
crying.
Hey, we've been doing this an hour and 1 minute and 40 something seconds. This is the Wrestling Hour After Dark.
Oh my god! All right.
That hair.
Oh, the mom cut.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
More than anything else, how do you not look at that and just go, listen, I don't want short hair, but I think at this point we can all agree I'm now going to have a short haircut and just finish that. Right? Like,
God,
it's like imagine you're getting your hair trimmed and they accidentally go and shave off one of your eyebrows. Like at that point, like no one wants to have two missing eyebrows, but at that point, you're going to shave off the other one.
You got to go the whole way.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so to me, I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
And then the match itself was snake bit in the sense that
Triple H gets hurt.
He gets his trachea crushed by
Rob Van Dam's 5-star off the top of the pod.
Because Rob Van Dam tries to go off the top of the pod, but unlike the Elimination Chamber of today, there was no room. So Rob Van Dam is crouching like this.
Right. Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, it was. Oh man.
Oh man. Steve Gipke, bro. There's so many holes in this thing.
This main event is arguably one of the worst Elimination Chamber matches of all time.
Oh man.
One of, definitely not the worst, because there are some really bad ones that would come years later. I'm thinking of Diesel with bleach blonde hair, but
oh my god. Oh,
but I'm just saying, nothing about this match screams main event of the greatest pay-per-view in the history of wrestling. It's just Steve Gipke, love him, but I just disagree. I will say, solid pay-per-view.
A lot of memories, a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff in this.
But the best, nah.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, I'm leaning.
You can
towards
find a backlash that was better.
I'm on the WrestleMania 17 kick, I think, as one of the greatest.
Oh, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't hold this up to WrestleMania 17. You can't.
No, I don't think so. I mean, again, he'll probably DM me later, like piece of shit. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, but listen.
That was a fun conversation. It was, and as we get closer to Survivor Series. We'll recap a little Saturday night's main event next week if something luxurious happens. But otherwise, we want to keep this trend up. We're a nostalgic group. Wrestling is in a slower period now, I want to say. Like, yeah, maybe some people are still invested heavily in a lot of these stories, but for us who have been around the block, there's a lot of like just fluff and nothing that's really catching right now with the bigger audiences. Like if you listen to Busted Open every day, they got to cover it. That's what they do, right? So like they got to make sure that everything that they talk about, that was the greatest segment maybe ever or something like that, you know. And for me, I watch a lot of Monday Night.
Let Tommy Dreamer in catering if he doesn't put it over. Does he even still do that show? I don't even know.
Oh yeah.
I don't follow his stuff.
But listen, everybody, follow this show next Friday. We'll be back on live. We'll be in the month of November.
What are we gonna do? Joe Bangles wrote something, but he didn't give us a super chat, so I'm not going to read it.
Maybe he's just an ultimate Hulkamaniac paying homage, you know, and that's cool too. And maybe we can go over some.
Being here.
Yeah, of course, man. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Can
I ask you a question before we go?
Sure.
I know you got to get going, but next week, you know, James Sorensen mentioned the whole Shawn Michaels Bret Hart thing. Dare we revisit 97? Gang rules?
I think we're gonna have to now.
I think we're gonna have to, and I'm going to walk you through how the screw job never had to happen.
And I'm gonna walk you through why it absolutely had to happen. But we'll talk about that next week. For Dave Sturchio and Josh Shernoff, this has been another jam-packed episode of the Wrestling Hour. We appreciate you guys chiming in. We appreciate your likes and sharing the show and all that fun shit. We appreciate you, wholeheartedly. And we will see you guys next week. Enjoy your Halloween. Enjoy all the candy. Go watch Scream, the whole series.
Diabetes.
Go get some diabetes. And we will see you guys next week. Hit the button, Josh. We're out of here.
Oh, do I have to do this every week?
What
in the hell was that?
That was nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.